So explain this 501(c)(3) to us a little bit more. It's Grunt? What was the name of it
The
again?
Grunt Style Foundation.
Grunt Style Foundation.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you can go to gruntstylefoundation.org. That's where we conduct our business. But we really formed ourselves out of this need within our community that falls into four buckets. Obviously there are far more problems within the veteran and active duty military community. But what we've identified are some areas that we have solutions for, and we're building programs and really driving some change. And
Mm-hmm.
that really comes into mental health and wellness, food insecurities, veteran transition and sustainment, and then veteran homelessness. Now, you can't address veteran homelessness until you get further up the stream. There's incredible organizations out there that are helping veterans on the streets and doing all those things. Like, that's their job. That's what they're meant to do.
Yeah.
What we're looking to do is, augment them and provide those fine facilities that are doing that work and providing a better backstop for them. And we're doing work there. But we also understand, like, the veteran has a very short window of time from their exit of active military service before they find themselves on the street.
Yeah.
So finding transition and sustainment opportunities for the veteran is absolutely important for us. And we have a lot of great partners like Warrior Rising, which is a great group that identifies veterans and active duty members that are wanting to start businesses and funds them. Our food insecurity programs are extraordinarily important to us. We just came off of a big deployment in Fort Campbell, Kentucky, where we delivered to 700 families 31 tons of food and commodities. Right?
Wow.
Let me repeat that, because this is ridiculous. We delivered 31 tons of food and commodities. And the reason why I say that is ridiculous is, why is a private 501(c)(3) having to bring food to active duty military? Well, 1 in 3, it's anywhere between 1 in 3 and 1 in 6 families in the military right now are on some sort of food stamps and federal assistance.
Really?
It's
Even being in
abhorrent.
the military?
Yes, absolutely. It's abhorrent. Now, here's some more startling fact. The average household income of a military family member, military family of 4 members or more, is about $48,000 to $50,000 a year. The gross, median income on the national level is between 68 and 75,000. So these families are already starting off on the wrong foot, and under incredible financial burden,
Yeah.
right? Trying to support families with a significant other that's constantly in the field or being deployed in a high tempo military that we
Serving their country,
right.
more or less.
So what we have is military members that are more focused on putting food on the table for their family than they are putting rounds on target and training to kill the enemy of our country.
Yeah.
And that's the cold hard facts, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then we have our mental health and wellness area, where we are focused on suicide prevention. We have some great programs that we are pushing out through this aspect. We have a great partnership that we have that is budding even further with the Reverend Warriors, a 501(c)(3) group out of California that delivers silky hikes to cities across the United States, with the intention of bringing veterans together through camaraderie and laughter to heal from the combat injuries, both moral, internal, external injuries. We found that veterans that heal together thrive together, right? So creating these environments where veterans can get together and do something that is reminiscence of their time in the military. That's going on long forced hikes. So that's kind of fun. But we're great partners with the Reverend Warriors there, and we have been involved in legislation. Grunt Style Foundation was a stakeholder in the passage of the PACT Act last year, which was the largest piece of veteran legislation in the last century.
What was that legislation about?
So the Honoring Our PACT Act was the bill that brought 22 presumptions forward for individuals that have been suffering from these identified cancers, predominant within the global war and terrorism veterans. Not only did we capture 3.5 million veterans from the GWAT area, we were able to pick up Vietnam veterans that have been overlooked from Agent Orange and the other
Really?
right? And here's something that a lot of people don't really know. There was a lot of chemicals used in the Vietnam period.
Hmm.
Agent Orange just happens to be the most known. There was
Right.
Agent Blues, there were Agent Black, Agent Grays, like all these different agents that were used to defoliate the jungles there in Vietnam. Are still killing people today. So we wrap them up. We got
Gosh.
the people in the Achilles Atoll that have been suffering from radiation exposure from nuclear testing back in the 50s and 60s. So, we tried to capture as many people as we could with the passage with that piece of legislation, with the
Hmm.
attempts and understanding of saying, hey, our warfighters, we raise our hand. We know what we're getting ourselves into. We're not claiming to be victims, but we are claiming to say that we demand a health care when we come home, and we shouldn't be dying from the things that we were exposed to while serving our country,
Right.
10, 15 years after the fact that we've gotten out. So that's what we delivered with the PACT Act. Now, is it
Wow.
perfect? Absolutely not. There's a lot that could be done to improve that bill, but it is a extraordinary piece of legislation that I've been just so honored to be a part of that movement.
Yeah.
That's one aspect. Right now, we are currently involved in lobbying for psychedelics.
Mm,
16 states across the United States right now for
really?
veteran access, right? And giving the veterans the ability to have access to these psychedelics because they are showing that they have an immediate response to these forms of therapies. And it is stopping the suicide ideation immediately. Now, this is not a modality of treatment for everybody,
No.
but it is a modality for treatment for individuals that are in complete despair, have no future, that
Hmm.
they think they have no future, and are suffering from suicide ideations. Like this medicine can stop the epidemic of suicides that's happening within our veteran
Wow.
community right now.